But now it's time for this week's Troubleshoot. We received a distress call from Mr. John Hodgett, who was perplexed about the rotten problem affecting the floorboards of his house in Bourneville. Harry went to investigate.
And what is the problem, John?
Well, when we first bought the house, a friend suggested that we had rising damp. And I've lifted a floorboard, and the wood seems very crumbly. But I'm not sure if it's dry rot or wet rot.
Well, let's have a look. Is that floorboard loose?
That's the board.
Ah, let's have a look at this. Well, it's certainly crumbly. Oh, yes. But you're lucky. It's wet rot and not dry rot. Dry rot's insidious and gets all through the house. And that's an expensive business to put right. What we can do, John, is to test for rising damp, if we think it is. Let's just test this joist first of all, because water will creep into it. Now that's in the green, so that actually is very dry there. And it's solid. Let's test the wall, John. Let's just look at that there. You see that? That's in the green as well.
That's good news.
It is. You certainly haven't got rising damp. But, see that?
Yeah.
That stain. And the stain up here, John. And that loose wallpaper.
Water's coming in somewhere.
That's right, from outside. I'm certain that we're going to find a problem outside between the bay, the frame, the wooden frame, and the brickwork. Well, John, let's see what the problem is. Yes, there is a problem on that side of the bay, certainly. And look at this. That's the source of the problem on this side of the bay, John. Look. Holes up here. Can you see that?
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't noticed them before.
It's all broken away, you see? It's all broken away. And what we have to do is to remedy that. And let's have a look at this flashing. Ah, look.
Yeah.
Perished lead. There, John. So what we have to do is solve that problem.
And how will we do that?
Now, first of all, we have to fill all the holes in, first of all, with a 3-to-1 mix, sand to cement.
Yeah.
Then we can use a mastic gun down here to seal the joint between the wooden frame and the brickwork. Now, in order to make a mix that is going to stick to the wooden frame of the window and the brickwork, I mix EVA with water to act as a bonding agent, and this goes into the 3 parts sand, 1 of cement dry mix. In it goes, and we mix and mix until we get the right consistency. Now, there we go. There we are. Now that's just about all we need. There we are. The mortar mix then is used to fill in the large gaps between the wooden frame and the brickwork. And we start at the bottom here, making sure that we fill in and press it well into position. Don't worry about it falling down, because that can be cleaned off. Press well in there. And that PVA adhesive is going to make this adhere both to the brick and there we are. Now that's right there. We'll strike that joint across there and there, and a final weathered joint down the whole thing. Smaller gaps can be sealed using a flexible mastic, and at only £1 a tube, an average house would cost less than £10 to seal. The lead flashing will have to be renewed, but until then a temporary repair using a flexible self-adhesive flashing will keep out the rain. Another very simple idea to help prevent wood rot is to go around the house and check the air bricks. Often foliage growing near the wall will restrict the flow of air through an air brick, so allowing fungal growth and decay to form under floorboards. Now, it doesn't take long to go around the house and clear the holes in an air brick with a cane or something similar, and it could save you hundreds, even thousands of pounds later on. Now, John Hodgett was lucky. We were able to cure his problem But how can you tell the difference between wet rot and dry rot? Well, here's a classic case of wet rot. Now, the surface looks sound, but look here underneath. It is rotten. Now, wet rot usually affects timbers which are out of doors and subject to variable conditions of wetness, for instance, windows and door frames. But you can treat it yourself, whereas dry rot occurs in badly ventilated areas where the moisture levels and temperature are fairly constant. Once it has taken hold, the results can be catastrophic. It can spread in a matter of months, penetrating not just the timber, but brickwork too. Now, this piece has the telltale signs, the classic cube-shaped cracks, and also traces of fungus. Now, if you've got rot in your home that looks like this, then you should contact at least 3 remedial treatment companies for independent surveys. There are some things you can do yourself. First, you should find the source of the damp, remedy it, then dry out the structure as quickly as possible. Then regularly check for dampness, particularly under the floorboards and in the roof space. And finally, clear out the air bricks. And at the same time, check that that garden soil is well below the damp-proof course.
Children's rooms